So welcome back. We're at our nice new haunt, a little bit of a road that's been resurfaced a little bit further up, and it's a bit twisty and typical Yorkshire roads. We were just driving back, we had it on the autopilot, and the autopilot's rubbish in this country, innit? Because where you get cars parked on the side of the road like this, where you just wouldn't get in America, it just thinks there's a car in front of you and it wants to stop you, doesn't it?
It's not really slick yet, that, is it?
No.
I think that the basis is there though, and I think Tesla probably know that, don't they?
Electric motors have essentially zero torque curve. This means that instant acceleration is always on tap, and that's what allows the Model 3 to do 0 to 60 in a mind-boggling 3.1 seconds. It produces nearly 640 Newton meters of torque. The performance weighs in at a lardy 1847 kilograms though, due to all those batteries in the floor pan. The plus side is they do give the car a very low CG.
Obviously, as we've already established, this thing is rapid off the line. The way it puts torque down, obviously there's no gear changes, there's no transmission delay, there's no turbo lag, there's nothing to stop it. It just goes.
It's really disconcerting because you sort of, with no noise or anything, you kind of feel it's accelerating, you know, like you shouldn't be doing this. Like, where's this coming from?
And obviously, coming from petrol cars, when you're going into a corner, you're thinking, right, I'm going to change down, get to the speed I want before the corner, brake, and then obviously go into the corner and then accelerate out of it, changing gear coming out of it. But in this, we might end up blowing it up. So yeah, I mean, they don't release the official figures, do they? But they reckon these are like between 500 and 600 horsepower and 500 and 600 newton meters of torque.
Like big comparison.
Yeah. And this is like a 50 grand saloon. So it's, you know...
It's crazy.
I mean, overtaking's a doddle, innit? Right, here we go, let's see what we can do up here.
Jesus Christ. I just hope if we crash...
The brakes are shocking, aren't they?
Yeah.
The brakes are
brakes
shocking.
have a pushback, so they go spongy, don't they? And they push you back against it.
You can't have all this power and all this torque. It sounds like a spaceship. Do you want to get out?
No, keep going. Oh my god, I'm going for the brake. Oh, it's heavy. That's the weight, that.
Yeah.
When it washed out, and it's that weight's building up into corners, and it's not dealing with it right well. That's the problem with heavy cars.
The other thing, obviously, when you're driving fast like this, you're concentrating on the road, and obviously, usually you'd be changing gear, and whereas in this you're not, and you look down and you're doing 50, like, you know, and a bit,
51 or 2,
and it's a bit terrifying in that sense. It's something you've got to get used to. Granted,
I think it masks its weight well as well. Like you can't chuck this into corners. Like you're going to just chill out here because this.
Right. I mean, what we need to focus on here is the all-wheel drive system. I'm going to take it steadier into these corners.
Yeah.
But you can just feel the weight slightly. It does wallow a little bit. I mean, we've got Pirelli P0 tyres on this, big tyres as well, and the 235s all round.
Yeah. You can feel it's a brilliant all-wheel drive system, and obviously the weight being low helps it. But you can, once you get it, like now, long sweeping corner, you can feel that weight shifting and building up onto one side.
And I'm not confident to push it. It's also worth mentioning the visibility out of the back window is terrible as well. Front and sides and up and everything else is amazing, but the back is pretty bad.
I think the way to drive this is steady through corner and then just mash the throttle.
Mash the straights, I agree.
It's like a Vero.
Yeah, come off the gas a little bit and then it kind of brakes for you, and then out like that.
Yeah.
Start braking now.
That's the problem.
That's the thing, it's much earlier than you would be doing in that, like for example that Focus RS. But it just comes out of the corners so majestically, doesn't it? It does wallow. I mean, like,
it's
do you know what I mean? Look at that. It's like a big ship.
a lot of body roll.
What a body roll. There's nothing sporty about that, is there?
No.
Now we've got, in customise here, we're actually, so we've got a 70-30 bias going to the back motor.
Oh wow.
We've got stability assist on -5, so it will let you slide a little bit. If you want it to kick in a bit early, you can do.
And your regen, your braking.
It's at 100. Let's just drop this then and just see.
Lowering regenerative braking can accelerate brake wear and increase the likelihood of brakes. I reckon that'll be even worse then.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. The brakes will feel even worse now.
Let's try it
Because
here.
it's only the brakes trying to stop it, rather than the motor.
Yeah.
So let's put that back up, yeah. Because this is not what you want to do. That. That off the line is mental.
Yeah. Just be, like you say, just be careful because it is a bit weird.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm going to get used to it. Sorry, but
It's not for driving quick, is it?
no.
The balance is all over the place, isn't it?
Oh god, what's going on here? Let's put that in 50-50.
Yeah, let's see what that does. Should we go race preset? There you go, let's just do that. Standard out the factory.
God, the brakes are shocking, aren't they?
Yeah.
You have to brake so early. Oh my god, no.
Just doesn't give you confidence, does it?
That isn't nice in the corner. It's like it gives you that understeer hint, but then don't understeer.
It's
But
like it's
then
thinking,
it's like loads of bad stuff at once.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that's a shame that because that planting the throttle never gets old. Like
No.
it's brilliant, isn't it?
I'd rather be on
Through
a
the
motorbike.
corners, you'd rather be in a motorbike or like for 50 grand they'll get you an second-hand Aston Martin, like a nice V8 Vantage or something like that. But that's not what you can't really compare this to that sort of car.
No,
can you?
it's in its own class, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like down on it.
Oh
'cause-
no, for what it is for, it's brilliant. And let's face it, people that are going to buy these are going to come up here and mash it on these country roads.
No, they're just not. They're going to be too busy, like, shorting their cryptocurrency stocks.
So what do you reckon, lad?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, the acceleration is a real gimmick. It's interesting to do that in it and just see what it's like, and you can't comprehend what's going on and everything else. But then again, I don't know. I just don't think they're quite there yet. I don't think like the battery technology is quite good enough to get rid of petrol and diesel cars. I think it's way too heavy, and it feels way too heavy on the road. That screen's fiddly, like pressing buttons to open glove box and stuff like that. Like it just seems a bit daft. But you know what? I'd have one. I would actually have one despite all that. I'd have one if I had like an old Porsche or something as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Overall, I think it's an absolutely fantastic car. Yeah. I think for a daily car, you couldn't want any more. I think once you're on a full charge and you've got about 300 plus miles on a range, really? How often do you go over 300 miles on a day-to-day basis? On a day-to-day basis, you don't, do you? No. So for me, I would definitely buy one.
Would you?
100%.
All right.
I think it's fantastic as a daily car. It is very corporate, very dull.
Yeah.
But it's quite exciting in its own way. I would definitely purchase one. I feel like you are part of an elite club. I feel like you're driving the future. Yeah. Granted, if you want a car that's going to go around the corner fast, I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. Because it's sloppy, innit, in the corners.
Sloppy is a good word for it.
But I think, if you're going to buy one of these, you're not going to buy it to necessarily do that. Yeah, every now and then you're going to get your mate in the car and you're going to go, oh, watch this, and you're going to go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, and that's, and you'll do that every now and then. But as a day-to-day car, it's very comfortable. The sound system's brilliant. It's got loads of cargo space. It's comfortable. I think they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
They look unique. There's nothing else that looks like them. They're not just like Volkswagen and BMW that just copy off each other and try and one-up each other all the time. It's unique, genuinely unique, and you covered it before. Tesla have approached the car and thought, how can we redesign something that we've become so accustomed to? And they've gone, oh, well, there you go, that's how we should do a car.
Yeah, I agree. It's an interesting way that they've gone about it, definitely. Like I say, the styling's not my cup of tea really, but I can live with it. It's all right. It's just, like I say, it feels like more of an event to drive it than people respond to it. You're sort of driving and you feel like people should be like, wow, look at that, but nobody cares.
No one
Which
cares.
is fine. Like that's cool, I guess. You know, it's quite understated and subtle, and you've got all that power and acceleration. But I don't know. There's just something missing about it, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is.
It's called an exhaust note and an engine.
that is it. Yeah, we'll leave it there because that is actually what it is.
But I think overall, it's the future, man. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So
yeah. I just hope that we can still have old cars and enjoy them on a weekend. You know, like people have horses, we'll have old cars instead.
Yeah, I'd much rather have an old car than an horse.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Sound.
Well, there you go. Don't buy a horse, buy a Model 3.
Tesla. Like, comment, subscribe.